if you didn't already know beforehand, they had you go to this little tent and they'd hand you a journal and say, do you know who your family is? And if you said no, they'd ask you your name and look up your number and tell you which parents correspond with that number.
When I first got to camp, I was the first one to our handcart on the very first day, and I saw it and I went, Brent and Cindy Cox. Who the heck are they? I had no idea. And then they got there and they were the nicest people and just super happy, and they were awesome.
How's everybody doing? Great. Hot. I want you to know that I'm excited to be here.
Before I left for the trek, I was on our way there. I was kind of like feeling I could do this, wasn't too worried. And then right as we got into it, I was feeling the pain and feeling like the cart was so heavy and I didn't know what I was gonna do.
I was just surprised how much we were going to carry, and our hand carts, I didn't think we were all going to put our buckets in there and our sleeping bags. It was really heavy the first day.
Hardest part for me on the trek was when you get to a hill, you just be like drained and you didn't know if you could do it.
We started to go up the hill and I thought, oh man, here we go, I'm gonna start pushing this thing, and everyone else in our family were just like, oh, let's see how hard we can push this thing, let's get it done. And then we got it done, and we figured, well, can't be much harder than that. We're wrong.
And as the carts are going up, all the ones in front of us were throwing back dirt and dust, and so it was getting harder for us to go up.
And what impressed me is that none of them complained when we'd go up those hills. They wouldn't be like not pushing. Everyone in our family pushed, and that was an impression on me.
It was hard, but we didn't get mad at each other. We were just like, okay, let's do this. And then we would get to the top and we'd be like, phew, we did it. And then we got to the part where it was Hell's Gate. That really scared me because there was a rumor going around that was the woman's pole, and I was like, oh no, please no. Really, a big relief came over me when the rope was pulled to the handcart and the boys like pulled it up, and then us women just got to walk up. But that first day was pretty challenging. I got up to the top, waited for my mom and Nani, Villarreal, and then we both went and got some watermelon. It was really, really good.
And I just was like, felt muggy and wished we were in grass, and it was not very fun. It wasn't like we made it, but it wasn't like, oh, we can just lay down, because the tents were so hot. My dad came out and looked like he was gonna pass out, but that's why they said not to go in the tent, so you just had to stay out in your little shade and try and stay cool. So it was kind of still a challenge even though you'd made it.
We set up everything, like our tents and our canopy, and we all got our buckets out, and we just sat on our buckets and we just like, we didn't want to move.
go back and get dinner.
And then we came back and had dinner, and then there was that little fireside. I woke up kind of early, and so I just like got dressed and was like, oh, here we go, let's go pull a handcart, you know, like.
Everyone in our family was just excited to get going, and so it was just kind of contagious. And so it's not like you wanted to be the one guy pulling everyone down.
We were expecting 10 miles. They came and they were like, it's gonna be 5 miles, you're gonna be okay, you can make it. We're going right to Zion to the grass, and that kind of just like relieved us, and so it wasn't as hard that day, I felt.
Yeah, he's singing. Ready. He's the last one.
Set it up here, real Philip. Caribou sausage?
Goat! It's goat!
30! Already got 30. You got 30 now. When it's cool like this, go.
Can I get you guys a family picture?
Everybody turn around and wave goodbye to everybody else.
We hit that medical tent and they said like half a mile more. And I was exhausted. It was tough because like there were little like hills, and I don't know why, but those like kind of jerked me out. I just wanted to cry, like pull over and just cry.
Booyah! I ain't wearing these shoes ever again. Go this through. Wait till this through. Don't get wet. Confidence my wife has.
Feels so good. You're the worst drive ever. I want to jump back. I can't with your shoes.
It was just like the best feeling ever because it was grass and trees, and you knew it was Zion, but the water stunk really bad, and that's made you want to go even faster just to get to Zion, and just like made you feel like what the pioneers felt when they got to Zion, just like that relief that we made it.
Hey, we got a couple of players. Disregard.
Oh crap, that looks like a
blacksmith shop on Parley Street. Those boys ain't got a wink of sleep this week. Hundreds of wagons, people shivering, sitting on gold clear down to the river. Listen, prophet, Israel calls. Just like Joshua, you face those walls. Steam rolls high off the oxen's back. Brigham wins them on as he straightens his hat. Well, there's children out there following mothers, sisters walking next to brothers, fathers keeping those wagons going. Everybody's got faith, they know you'll take my people home. Take my people home. Fare thee well, whoa, Joshua. They're no stranger to sore trials. The last 3 years have been a burning fire. Buried their Joseph next to Hiram in a secret grave while a saint stood crying. You finished that temple high above town, and heaven's light fell like a rain coming down. Believing somewhere they'll find Zion, eyes fixed firmly on the lion. Well, there's children out there following mothers, sisters walking next to brothers, fathers keeping those wagons going. Everybody's got faith, they know you'll take my people home. Take my people home. Fare thee well, whoa, Joshua. Well, there's children out there following mothers, sisters walking next to brothers, fathers keeping those wagons going. Everybody's got faith, they know there's children out there following mothers, sisters walking next to brothers, fathers keeping those wagons going. Everybody's got faith, they know you'll take my people home. Oh, take my people home. Take my people home.
You gotta get rolling. You gotta get wagon.
I was dreading the women's pole just because I thought it was going to be like the first day and those big hills, and I was like, oh no, I wanted to cry. And then Sister Freeman kind of prepared us, and she said that there's going to be times when the men in our lives are going to leave us.
So there were many women, widows, husbands gone, there wasn't everything were left on the place by themselves.
And it was really hard to accept that. I don't want to see my daddy leave me someday. I don't want to see my brother leave me someday. They're precious beings in my life, and when those boys walked away, I just wanted to cry. And then I kind of pulled myself together and I was like, no, I gotta do this. And
they sort of talked to us about what they were going to do, and they said we're going to have the women's pole, and the boys aren't going to be, they're going to be up at the top of the hill. So we all walked up there, and he said he was telling us about this and about how the real pioneers did it, and he told us that your job as young men, as men in your families, as husbands, as fathers, to pull the cart. It's not the women's job. And he told us that they can help you, but you're supposed to be the one who's pushing the family, like with family prayers and scripture study.
we came around the bend. We could see all the boys lined up like 5 feet away from us, with their hats over their hearts. And I looked up and I saw one of my best friends crying, and it was really hard to see him cry like that. I don't think I've ever seen him cry like that before, and I looked down immediately because I didn't want to lose it emotionally, because then I couldn't pull the handcart. So I put my head down the entire time and just kept trekking along.
I didn't want to look up because all the men were crying.
And he told us that we are not allowed to help the women as they were pulling up the hill, and he said we were going to stand on either side of the hill and take your hat off as they go by. And I feel like I would much rather done the rest of the trek all over again instead of having to watch that. The guilt that you felt by not pushing the cart then was what it would actually be like to not be doing your duty as a parent, and a father, and a husband.
Before the women came up, we just climbed this hill going, this is going to be hard for them. The Elder Freeman told us something I'll never forget. He said that never let the women pull the handcarts by themselves. We always need to be there supporting them and helping them push their handcart. And kind of helped me also think of if people are struggling in the church, that we need to help them push their handcart along. I was towards the top of the hill, and my actual mom's handcart was the last one to come up, and I had to come right behind her, and she was really struggling. That was really hard. And Sarah Rismay came down, running down the hill, and she came behind my mom and helped push that cart up, and that was the best feeling.
I saw your face change.
must be far away, 'cause I stand on my tiptoes and I can't see a thing. Somewhere there's a mountain, I heard the prophet say, that we'll build a home there and never have to go away. And it's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. Somewhere there's a mountain, somewhere there's a mountain, with flowers in the spring, with flowers in the spring. I will take my shoes off, I will take my shoes off, and wade the mountain stream, and wade the mountain stream. And it's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. And it's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. And that's where I'll find Jesus. And when I see him smile, I'll put my arms around him. It will be worth every mile. Somewhere there's a mountain, somewhere